Prime Megatron. So, how are we going to play this? Are we going to spend the next hour posturing, or are we going to rise to the occasion and actually have a civilized conversation? Rise to the occasion? What is this, a summit meeting? I'm bolted to the wall, I'm riddled with inhibited chips, and I'm precisely one rash gesture away from being electrocuted to death. It's hardly conducted to have a frank exchange of views. Fair point. Take a seat. Now, what do you want to talk about? You surrendered. Why? I thought we'd already had this conversation. No, we just went through the motions. You provoked me. I reacted. Same as always. What's happening to the Decepticons back on Earth? I mean, who's taking my place this time? Forget the Decepticons. Right now, the war exists only in theory. For the purposes of what follows, there's just me and you, and the conversation will put off for far too long. I've been preoccupied, worlds to conquer, enemies to crush with my bare hands. I spend most days scribbling oil from my fingers. Megatron, everything you say, do you realize this? Everything you say is steeped in hate. Ha! I learned to hate in a cell, much like this one, and I have an Autobot, thank for it, an Autobot with friends in high places who taught me all about violence and its applications. Now I live to hate. It sustains me. I wonder if there's anything else left. Lust, rage, ambition. I've moved beyond them all. In fact, I look back over the last 4 million years and recognize that there have been only two constants, hate and you. I'm surprised you can differentiate between the two. Let me tell you something, Prime. I don't hate you. Oh, I hate what you represent, and I hate the obstacles you put in my way. But don't think I don't understand why you're trying to stop me. I forgive you that much, and you, do you hate me? I don't think I ever heard you say it. Just, no. I don't know how I feel about you. Hate is too simple a world, too easy. It might sustain you, Megatron, but it diminishes me. I am lessened by it. Tell me something. Were you always the sanctimonious, or was it something you had to work at? Behold the infallible Optimus Prime, wise, charismatic, a veritable paragon of virtue. How tiring that must be. The insecurity, the loneliness, the agonizing self-doubt. You speak as if you know me. You don't. I know you better than anyone, and it terrifies you. What terrifies me, if you must know, is the sheer monotony of it all. You and me, trading blows, making threats, going through the motions while everything we care about turns to dust. This war is an exercise in galactic fratricide, a race-wide cry for help. Is it any wonder the galactic countless turned its back on us? Is it any wonder that the rest of the universe sealed its eyes and amped at horror at what we've become? Entire civilizations have risen and fallen in the time it's taken us to get precisely nowhere at all. But the rules of the game have changed, Prime. Our war is picking up speed. I remember when whole centuries would pass without a single shot being fired. Both sides would spend millennia preparing for battles that would be over by nightfall. But for what, Megatron? For what? I fought to stop you. It's as simple as that. But you, what exactly were you fighting for? I thought I knew, but okay. Imagine you hadn't surrendered. Imagine you'd won. What would victory look like? What would it mean? Control, dominion over everything, the Cybertronian race assuming its rightful place above lesser species. A mechanical master race. Techno is a rather worse, but no, that doesn't explain you. Not entirely. Not to my satisfaction. Let's play a game. I'm dead. The Autobots are no more. Cybertron, or what's left of it, is yours. 100,000 planets have been resculpted in technoform, colonized, whatever the Decepticon empires respleted. And there you sit, in the center of it all. Now what? Then the real work begins. Repopulation, rebirth of the Cybertronian race, a new golden age when they recruit the Knights of Cybertron to save. Imagine a civilization free from conflict, everyone's needs met, no want, no unhappiness, no dissent, peace through tyranny. And what of autonomy, personal responsibility, free will? Where do these fit into your brave new world? They will be missed. In some respects, we're not that different. Peace, prosperity, contentment, that's what I want too. I just don't think you can impose those things. Don't even put yourself in the same category as me. I was a visionary. I spoke out. I resisted the weight of the Cybertronian state. And what were you doing? The Senate carved up the planet's populations according to notions of utility. Your form dictated your function, and your function dictated your fate. Social engineering in the most literal sense. Someone had to say no. Someone had to say enough. I was that person. Freedom is right for all sentient beings. Where the hell were you when Cybertronians like me were forced to work in a mine just because we were made that way? I am not the Cybertronian I was before war broke out, nor are you. Remember the first time we met? The Russia campaign, second cycle 087. The battle for Sherman Bridge. Sherman Bridge. I lost 5,000 Autobots that day. You cost me an army. You cost me an arm. You and that energon axe of yours. Anyway, you're wrong. We met before then, at Rhydion, just before all that Nominus Prime business, before the clampdown. You have a better memory than I do. Either that, or I made a bigger first impression. If it wasn't for Rhydion, I wouldn't be sitting here, nor would you. They all stopped to watch, didn't they? On Sherman Bridge. My Decepticons, your Autobots, they all stopped to watch us fight. Wait a second. Which arm? My cannon arm. You always go for the cannon arm. All I remember is you throwing me off the bridge. It took Ratchet 6 weeks to find all the pieces and another 6 to put them back together. Didn't kill you, though, did it? Nothing ever does. Sherman Bridge was nothing compared to some of the beatings you've given me over the years, such as the battle for Hell's Point, when you took half my face off with your mace attachment, or the siege of Massentrat, when I trapped you in the antimatter chamber. They practically had to stick me back together from the blast patterns on the walls. And don't even get me started on Brasnia. You want to play this game? The Wask Offensive, 3rd Cycle 199. You slice me too, from shoulder to crotch. Shoulder to crotch. You miss my spot by inches. And what about Radamore? Home to those sentient explosives you were so desperate to protect. I was reduced to cinders. There to shove me into the CR chamber, and as for Hell's Point, used the Tremacron's script to drop an entire city block on me. My first outing in my new body, and you shattered my transformation cog. I couldn't change shape for the next 2 years. I was in gun mode, Prime. In gun mode. We could end it, We could end it right now. Because I don't care what's going on outside the cell. I don't care which second-rate opportunity is taking your place, whether it's shockwave, or soundwave, or swindle. What it all comes down to, Megatron, is us, you and I. We could end this war right now, with a handshake. Look me in the eye. Look me in the eye and say you want it ended. And it will end. They want to see you dead, my Autobots. No doubt you're the Decepticons too after what you've done. What about you, me? I just want to know why you surrendered. Does it matter? Of course it matters. We'll see. We'll see. Okay, Megatron. No more small talk. You're going to tell me why you surrendered. You seem rattled. Perhaps you... Shut up! I don't have time to spar. This is the last time we speak. So I am going to be killed. The decision has not been taken. That's why I'm here. To find out why you gave yourself up. Except that's not quite what you want to know, is it? Rephrase the question, Prime. Rephrase the question and answer it. It's all because of you. 4 million years, 4,000 millennia of conflict, innocent worlds disfigured in pursuit of a demented ideology. Galactic conquest as some sort of palliative for the crippling inferiority complex. Rephrase the question. Billions of lives ruined, our race on the very brink of extinction. Rephrase the question. Do I what, Prime? Do I what? Do you feel even the slightest remorse? No. The misery, the suffering, you regret nothing? Only that I didn't do more while I had that chance. All those you killed. Not enough. Not nearly enough. Understand this. So long as you stand in my way, so long as anybody stands in my way, I will respond by killing. Murder on an industrial scale. Because in the final analysis, I would happily wade across a river of corpses just deep in rust and grease and engine oil, just to press the spark of the last Autobot standing. And I would do so not simply as a means to an end. No, I do it, Prime, because it would give me pleasure. You talk about killing. If I put a bullet between your eyes right now, the rest of the galaxy would stand up and applaud. And yet you stand there and keep talking. This isn't about me. Of course it's about you. It's always been about you. You're the most venerated Cybertronian who's ever lived. Hero, patriot, icon. And it's all thanks to me. Without this war, you'd be just another Autobot. Another wasted spark who left no trace. Another nobody. And that's why deep down you're glad for this war. What's a few million fatalities if it secures your legacy? I know what you're doing. You're trying to goad me. You're trying to get a reaction. You want me to lash out at you. You want me to hurt you. Be careful what you wish for. Rodion. What? You said Rodion. It was Rodion. And I don't think I've ever thanked you.